Hello, grade 8. Welcome back to day 3 of our journey in the development of atomic theory. In today's discussion, we're going to explore two very important experiments that created a major breakthrough in the world of atoms. So, through these experiments, scientists discovered the first subatomic particles of matter, discoveries that eventually disprove the first postulate of Dalton's atomic theory. Ano nga yung first postulate ni Dalton? Okay, matter is made of tiny, indivisible particle known as atoms. So, dito pa lang sa discovery of this particle, mapapatunayan that atoms is not indivisible. Okay, ano? But, meron pang mas maliit compare sa atom, and that's the subatomic particles. But before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, hit that notification bell so you'll always be updated with my latest videos. If you prefer the full lecture version of this lesson, I've attached the link in the description below, or you can visit my channel directly. Okay, so alright, let's begin our journey into the experiments that change the way we understand the atom. Okay, so for the activity number 4, exploring the cathode ray tube experiment, for the objectives, students will understand the cathode ray tube experiment by watching a simulation and answering related guide questions. So I prefer, or I prepare a simulation activity, okay, for the CRT or the cathode ray tube. Okay, so we have a PowerPoint presentation. For the instructions, watch the teacher simulation and explanation of the cathode ray tube experiment carefully. Second, observe how the cathode rays behave inside the tube during the demonstration. So, observe ano ba yung behavior ng cathode ray tube doon sa loob ng ating um, tube. Okay? And for the third one, answer the guide questions based on what you saw and learned from the simulation. Okay. So first thing, ito po yung ating pinaka-overall picture ng cathode ray tube. Okay, so tingnan natin yung mga parts muna, no? So this is the first experiment by J.J. Thomson. Here, you can see the cathode ray tube and its parts. Okay, so yung overall, ito yung pinakagitna, the tube. Okay, yung tube po natin is a sealed glass container with very low pressure. Okay, so sunod naman, we have the okay, nasa baba ito yung parang may kidlat na symbol. It's the voltage source. So yung voltage source po natin is the one that provides energy to push the particles from the cathode, yung wirings to natin, yung red. Okay, kung makikita natin yung wire from the voltage source to the cathode. Papunta dun sa cathode, okay, towards the anode. Okay, so yung ating cathode, this one, is the negative charge metal plate. Ito yung negative charge metal plate. While the anode is the positively charged metal plate. Okay, yun lang yung parts ng ating cathode ray tube. Okay, so are you ready to watch the simple simulation that I prepared? Okay, so let's start. So, this is the simple simulation. As you can see, meron pa rin tayong high voltage source, meron pa rin tayong tube, meron pa rin tayong cathode, the negative plate, and then yung anode, the positive plate. And then sa dulo, meron tayong fluorescent. Okay, yung green po natin. So, tingnan natin yung simple simulation na aking gagawin. So, let's on. Okay, the voltage source. Pagka-on natin, syempre may dadaloy diyan na. Okay, electricity or what do you call this? Energy doon sa wiring natin papunta doon sa cathode. Okay, pagka-on natin, wala pa tayong idea na yung nagfo-flow is electron sadya doon sa wire. Wala pa tayong idea doon. Okay. So, here, in the simulation, you can see how a beam of particles called the cathode rays travel from the cathode to the anode. Syempre, wala pong lalabas na cathode rays pag hindi naka-on yung ating voltage source. Pagka-on, may lumabas na cathode rays. Yung mga green mga anak, as yun yung ating cathode ray. Saan napunta yung cathode ray? From the cathode to the anode to the fluorescent. Kaya yung ating fluorescent umilaw sa dulo. Okay. So, yun naman talaga yung concept ng electricity, di ba? Okay. Na pag dumadala yung isang electricity, it can power the particular things. So, here, wala pa tayong idea about electrons. Okay, tandaan natin, wala pa tayong idea about electrons. Okay, so in this experiment, bukod sa pagkaon niya, J.J. Thomson experimented by placing electric and magnetic fields around the tube. Naglagay siya ng, okay, ayan, okay, magnetic fields. Like, for example, this one. Naglagay siya ng magnetic field, yung positive plate at negative plate. Yung positive plate nilagay niya sa taas at yung negative plate naman sa baba. And then, inon ulit niya yung high voltage source. Titingnan natin kung yung ating cathode rays ay mapupunta pa din, okay, doon sa fluorescent. Tingnan natin. Ayan, so as you can see, nag-bend. Okay, nag-bend yung ating cathode ray from the cathode to the anode to the positive plate. Okay, bakit kaya? Okay, and then the second one, binago niya yung position ng plate natin. Yung plate naman na positive sa baba at yung plate ng negative nasa taas. And then, inon niya ulit yung high voltage source. And then, yung ating cathode ray, nag-bend ulit dun sa positive plate. Okay, ano yung idea diyan? Okay, ibig sabihin, bakit nag-a-attract yung cathode ray doon sa ating positive plate? Kung babalikan natin ang law of charges, okay, sa law of charges, in the law of charges, okay, like charges repel and unlike charges attract. Anong ibig sabihin nun, mga anak? Yung parehas daw na charge, let's say, negative-negative, magre-repel. Positive-positive, magre-repel. Anong ibig sabihin ng repel? Lumalayo sa isa't isa. Kumbaga, hindi sila pwedeng magsama. Hindi sila nagsasama kasi nagre-repel, naglalayo. Okay, and then like or unlike charges, okay, attract. Unlike, yung magkaibang charge na a-attract sa isa't isa. So, negative, positive. Kaya yung ating cathode ray, from the cathode to the anode na attract. Kasi nga yung negative, na-attract sa positive. Okay, unlike charge, attract. Okay, like charge, repel. Okay, tingnan natin. Yung cathode, okay, off muna natin yung ating high voltage source. Inon ko. Pagka-on, yung cathode nag-bend sa positive. Ibig sabihin, nag-repel siya dun sa top part, which is the negative part, lumayo. Na-attract dun sa positive. At dito sa mga experiment or simulation ni J.J. Thomson sa cathode ray tube experiment, doon niya napatunayan na yung cathode ray is a negative or carries a negative charge, which he eventually called as electron. Okay, kasi nga ang maa-attract lang naman sa positive, negative. So, ibig sabihin, yung dalang particles, okay, nung ating cathode ray is negative charge. And that's when J.J. Thomson discovered the electron. Okay, and tama naman talaga that in electricity, electron, di ba, ang nagfo-flow doon, negative charge particles. Okay, so, tingnan natin yung detailed na ginawa ni JJ. Okay, but before that, tingnan muna natin, kilalanin muna natin si JJ. Sino ba si JJ? Okay, so si J.J. Thomson, full name niya ay Sir Joseph John Thomson. Experiment niya ay cathode ray tube experiment. Discovered the electron and showed that atoms are made of smaller particles, and then eventually proposed the plum pudding model. Okay, pagka-discover niya ng ating electron, nag-propose siya ng new model of atom, which is the plum pudding model. Na-encounter niyo na yan ng grade 7 kayo. Okay, alam na alam ko yan kasi tinuro ko sa first quarter ng grade 7. Ayan. So, here, this is the detailed, okay, explanation of J.J. Thomson and cathode ray experiment. So, step by step. Una, nag-prepare muna siya ng cathode ray tube. Of course. Second, then turn on the voltage source to create an electric current inside the tube like what I did earlier. Inon ko. Kasi pag naka-off yung ating voltage source, wala pong dadaloy doon ng mga electrons or negative charge particle. So, 3. Inside the CRT, there is a cathode, the negative electrode, and an anode, which is the positive electrode. For the fourth one, when the voltage is turned on, a beam of particles called cathode rays is released from the cathode and travels toward the anode. This ray causes the fluorescent screen and at the end of the tube to glow. Okay, wala pa tayong negative and positive plate na nilalagay dito sa fourth one. Normal pa lang yung nangyayari. Okay, next step. When the two charged plates are placed inside the tube, the top plate is positive and the bottom plate is negative. The cathode rays bend toward the positive plate because they are negatively charged. Okay. And then when the charges of the plates are reversed, top plate is negative and the bottom plate is positive, the cathode rays bend toward the new positive plate again. Okay, at doon nga napatunayan na ang ating cathode ray ay nagdadala ng mga negative charge particles that J.J. Thomson eventually called as electrons. Okay, so from these observations, J.J. Thomson concluded that the cathode rays consist of negatively charged particles which he called as electrons. Okay, ayan. So, hopefully, medyo tayo refresh sa ating CRT experiment. So for the guide question, draw a representation of the atom as described by J.J. Thomson. Ano ba yung representation ni J.J. Thomson sa atom? Si Democritus, atoms comes from different shape. Si Dalton, atoms is a solid spheres. Okay, kaya nga yung ating billiard ball model. What about kay J.J. Thomson? Ano naman yung kanyang representation ng atom? Here, he called his model as the plum pudding model. Actually, parang pudding daw. Okay, yung buong yung tinapay, pinakain natin, is trinit ni JJ as positive as a whole. Okay, and then, yung mga raisins, yung nilalagay natin sa pudding, yung raisins, yun yung mga electron. Kaya ganyan yung naging model ni J.J. Thomson ng kanyang atom. Okay, yung mga raisins is the negative, and then yung bilog na malaki, yun yung positive is yun yung ating positive plate. Pero wala pang idea. Okay, wala pang idea si JJ dito about the positive protons. So, yan lang po yung kanyang representation ng kanyang model about atoms, the plum pudding model. Okay, next, what happens to the cathode rays when the electric plates inside the tube are charged differently? Okay, anong nangyari sa cathode rays? Okay, when the electric plates inside the tube are charged differently, saan ba na-attract yung ating cathode ray? Dun sa nilagay nating two plates, sa negative or sa positive? Okay, so the cathode rays bend toward the positive plate. Na-attract sa positive plate kasi yung ating cathode ray ay negative. Okay, next, number 3. What did J.J. Thomson discover about the particles in the cathode rays? Ano yung na-discover na particles ni J.J. dun sa cathode rays? Anong particle yon? Anong particle yon? Okay, it's an electron. Correct. He discovered the particle electron, the first subatomic particle that is discovered. Okay, ayan. So, next experiment dun sa ating cathode ray tube na ginawa, pagkatapos ma-discover ng ating electron, sinundan naman ito. Okay, ng ating next experiment for activity number 5, discovering the electron Millikan's oil drop experiment. So for this activity, the students will understand Millikan's oil drop experiment by watching a simulation and answering related guide questions. So meron tayong PowerPoint presentation, and sa ating instruction naman, watch the teacher's simulation and explanation of the oil drop experiment carefully. Observe how the oil drops behave when electric charges are applied. And for the third one, answer the guide questions based on your observations and what you learned. Okay, so similar din yung ating pattern sa activity 4. Ayan, so ito yung overall picture ng Millikan's oil drop experiment. Ito naman yung ginawa ni Sir Wawi na simulation sa oil drop experiment. So tingnan natin yung mga parts muna ng ating oil drop. Okay, meron tayo diyang spray nozzle. Yung ating spray nozzle, it contains tiny oil or oil droplets sa loob. Okay, may oil po din sa loob sa spray nozzle. And meron din tayong oil drop apparatus itong malaki. Okay, ito yung chamber where the experiment happens. Dito natin ma-observe sa loob ng chamber yung mga electrons. Okay, and then also we have the microscope. Ayan, so meron tayong microscope. Yan yung gagamitin natin para ma-observe yung loob ng ating apparatus. Okay, and then meron din tayong positive and negative plates. Okay, sa taas yung positive, sa baba naman yung negative. Okay, ano ba yung purpose niyan? These plates will create an electric field. Okay, yung dalawang plate na yan, yun yung mag-create ng electric field na magpupush or magpupull doon sa oil na lalabas doon sa spray nozzle. Okay, ayan. Next. So, ready na ba kayo to watch the simulation? So, ready na tayo mag-spray? So, pinitin natin yung ating spray nozzle. Ayan, may lumabas na mga oil droplets. Isa pa. Tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari. Spray. Okay, isa pa. Para naman mag-enjoy. Ayan. Okay, so yan yung mga ating nakita sa ating oil drop experiment. May mga oil drop na tumaas, meron din namang bumaba. At merong nag-retain sa gitna. Okay, bakit kaya? Dito sa ating oil drop, okay, since meron tayong electric field, yung electric field na yon, yun yung nakaka-apekto dun sa movement din ng ating mga particles. Okay, syempre yung particles natin na nilalabas dun sa spray nozzle, it carries negative charge. So, definitely, ma-attract sila dun sa positive plate. Okay, kaya tumaas. Pero sir, bakit po may mga bumaba? Bakit may mga bumagsak? Kahit po negative yon. May mga bumagsak, anak, kasi it's because of the presence of gravity. Okay, papasaan ba yung ating gravity? Though, yung mga particles na a-attract sa positive, may tendency pa din na may mga bumagsak because of the presence of gravity. Okay, sir, bakit may mga na-retain naman sa gitna? May mga na-retain sa gitna because doon yung may balance na electric field. Okay, kaya nandun lang sila sa gitna. So, pwede naman nating i-control yung electric field sa loob niyan. Depende dun sa nare-release na what do you call this? Pinaka-energy sa loob. Okay, next. Ano ba yung pinaka-observation natin diyan? Ano ba yung purpose ng experiment na to? So, kilalanin muna natin si Millikan. Okay, yan. So, nasa last column mga anak. Robert Andrews Millikan. Full name, Robert Andrews Millikan conducted the oil drop experiment, and yung kanyang discovery is he measured the exact charge of a single electron, which is negative 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19th columns. Okay, so ayan. So here, balikan natin. Ayan. So sabi ni Millikan, hi there, grade 8. I'm Robert Andrews Millikan and I'm famous for my oil drop experiment. Purpose. Ano ba yung purpose ng oil drop experiment ni Millikan? I wanted to measure the exact charge of a single electron. Gusto niyang ma-measure ano ba yung charge ng isang single electron. Kaya kinundak niya yung kanyang famous oil drop experiment. What I did, I sprayed tiny oil droplets into a chamber like what I did earlier in the simulation. Between two metal plates, using a microscope, I observed how the drops fell slowly due to gravity. Then I turned on an electric field between the plates. Okay. Observations. Ito yung mga observations niya. Some oil droplets stopped falling. Okay. Some even move upward when the electric force was stronger than gravity. By adjusting the voltage, I was able to balance gravity and the electric force, making the droplets hover in the mid-air. At yung mga droplets na nag-hover in the mid-air, yun yung kanyang inobserve. Okay, so from the measurements of Robert Millikan, he calculated the charge of each droplet na nandun sa mid-air, and all charges were multiples of the same smallest value. Okay, and he get the charge of a single electron about negative 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 columns. Okay, grabe naman yung measurements na kung paano kaya niya nakuha yan. So, anyway, basta yan yung nakuha ni Robert Millikan na charge ng electron. Okay, during his experiment, okay, on oil drop experiment, next. Here. So, the last part is the guide questions that we will answer. So, for the first guide question, what did Robert Millikan measure in his oil drop experiment? Ano yung measure niya? Ano yung purpose ng experiment? Okay, he measured the charge of an electron. Tama. Why did Millikan use charged oil droplets between two plates? Bakit siya gumamit ng oil droplets? Yan, Millikan used charged oil droplets between two plates to balance the electric force and gravity, allowing him to measure the electrons' charge precisely. Yung mga droplets na nagstay doon sa mid-air, yun yung kanyang measure. Okay, so hopefully is okay naman tayo sa day 3. Okay, the J.J. Thomson experiment and Robert Millikan experiment. So tomorrow, day 4, we will discuss the gold foil experiment and the experiment of James Chadwick. Thank you so much, grade 8.